More than 24 iPhone flaws in 2022. Hello my dear friends, how are you today? With you a new and important video, which is more than 20 defects of the iPhone in 2022. I hope you like it, but before watching, subscribe to the channel to receive all that is new, and now let's follow the explanation. The vast majority of people hate iPhones. This is mostly due to the lack of hardware and software customization options they have. If you ask someone to recommend you a good smartphone, they will likely ask you to buy another type of phone other than the iPhone. So the big question is, what are the disadvantages of the iPhone? In this article, I will explain the 21 drawbacks of buying an iPhone in 2022. If you've been surfing the internet, you'll likely come across a lot of Apple fans who make some good things about the iPhone. But aside from petty quarrels, what are the disadvantages of the iPhone? The short answer: the iPhone is expensive, has few apps in the Apple Store, lacks a headphone jack and more. The 21 most important iPhone features. The disadvantages of using iPhone are mostly subjective to one's needs, but the general disadvantages are as follows. 1. iPhones are expensive. iPhones are priced very expensive. Even a 2-year-old iPhone is more expensive than a new high-end smartphone. Yes, the user interface and hardware integration with the apps on the iPhone outperform those on other smartphones. However, this does not absolve the exorbitant costs of the iPhone. 2. Few free apps and games in the Apple Store. On the iPhone, you can only install apps from the Apple App Store. If Apple doesn't want to approve an app or they remove it from the App Store, you can't use it. For example, the Apple Store does not allow video game emulators, BitTorrent clients, and many other types of applications that they consider controversial. 3. The radio is not built in. Unlike devices that run on other platforms, Apple phones do not come with radio preloaded on them. Users wishing to listen to radio on iPhone devices have to do so by downloading radio apps. 4. iPhone apps are usually big in size, and they take up too much space. With the specific features and characteristics designed specifically for the iPhone, the apps designed for the platform become quite heavy, taking up a lot of storage space on the device. Thus, when you want to play games on the device with iPhone, you have to make room for apps that come with several GB. 5. Widgets are limited even after iPhone upgrades. With minimal variation in user interface and design, the platform offers very little to look forward to in terms of designs popular in upgrades. Even when users purchase a higher version with the same icons as before, the home screen continues to look the same. Those looking for a fresh and exciting look should remain satisfied with the previous look and feel of the platform. 6. It is very simple and does not support computer work as in other devices. When using an iPhone, the platform has its limitations in terms of offering a computer-like experience. Compared to other platforms, iPhone offers relatively simpler performance options. 7. No headphone jack. If you've ever used an iPhone, I know there was a time you took to insert a pair of headphones into your phone only to realize you forgot your headphone dongle somewhere. This is a very bad feeling because the iPhone cannot be connected to a standard headphone due to the lack of a headphone jack. So the lack of a headphone jack is one of the main drawbacks of the iPhone. 8. Using iTunes is a bloated mess. Apple is a leader in hardware and software design, but iTunes, which is needed to transfer music between your iPhone and computer, is a huge mess. Uninstalling it is such a nightmare that Apple publishes a comprehensive guide on how to completely remove iTunes from your computer. 9. No physical back button. The physical back button allows you to go back from one app to another seamlessly. As if you hit a link in Facebook and were taken to Chrome browser, you can return to the social media app when you hit the back button. This is not the same case on the iPhone because there is no back button. However, You can have contextual back buttons within apps or the back button that appears when you click a link that takes you from one app to another. 10. Limited launcher. With minimal variation in user interface and design, the platform offers very little to look forward to in terms of designs popular in upgrades. The home screen continues to look the same even when users purchase higher versions of the same icons as before. Those looking for a fresh and exciting look should remain satisfied with the previous look and feel of the platform. 11. Expensive accessories. Needless to say, iPhone accessories are quite expensive. AirPods, phone cases, Apple Pens, lightning cables, and just about anything else Apple makes are pretty expensive. 12. No external storage. The iPhone does not support SD cards. There is no SD card slot on any iPhone. Even if you attach an SD card reader to your iPhone and insert an SD card, your iPhone will only allow you to transfer photos and not documents or other media files. 13. Overheating. One of the most common problems with iPhones is overheating. Sometimes the iPhone feels a little warm than it should, and other times the back of the iPhone is so hot it looks like it might burn your hand. Either way, if you have a hot iPhone, then something is wrong. 14. Limited storage. Apple offered iPhone users 5 GB of free iCloud storage, which is enough space for about 1,500 photos. While this may sound like a lot, most users have found themselves burning out their 5 GB allotment within 1 year of owning the device. To make matters worse, Apple only provides 5 GB of free space for each iCloud account, not for every device you own. So, you can take photos and videos on your iPhone, create iWork documents on your iPad, and store important files on your Mac with iCloud Drive, and you'll still have only 5 GB of space. 15. Apple ecosystem. Apple's ecosystem is mostly a curse. Once you're in, it's really hard to get out. The ecosystem is basically there to get consumers to buy more Apple products. You'd probably buy a MacBook if you had an iPhone instead of a Windows or laptop. This way you won't be able to tell if other brands have better hardware and you'll have to wait for Apple to make one or update the previous model. 16. Battery life. iPhone battery life is not that great when compared to other smartphones. While many people will be happy with the performance of their batteries, especially if they last all day, some may find this a problem for them. 17. Less options on iPhone. When it comes to Apple, they release a maximum of 4 types of iPhone in each generation of the year. This is iPhone Pro Max, iPhone Pro, iPhone and iPhone Mini. You will only be required to choose from the 4 types that year. 18. It's hard to find a lightning cable charger. The chip inside the lightning cable charger is protected by encryption. Third-party manufacturers also need to authorize MFIs and other technical certifications to allow production, which makes them hard to find, and when they are found they become very expensive. 19. No personalization. iOS-enabled devices are not customizable and all code is private. You have to jailbreak your phone to make it customizable. But if you jailbreak your iPhone, your phone's privacy will be at risk. 20. Don't multitask. Multitasking is achieved by splitting the screen and using 2 apps simultaneously. For example, you can watch a YouTube video and reply to your WhatsApp messages at the same time. It's unclear why Apple hasn't added this feature to the iPhone yet, but it probably has something to do with the size of the app windows on the iPhone's screen compared to the larger iPad. You can argue that iOS is as multitasking as you like. That's right, you can do multiple things at once by switching apps back and forth, but that doesn't even come close to the level of multitasking that some devices offer. 21. No side-loading of apps. Side-loading apps means installing apps from outside the authorized location to bypass certain restrictions. Apple doesn't let you do this on iPhone. It even faced criticism and pressure from regulators because of this, but Apple has always maintained its position that its iPhone is secure in this way. Thus, you cannot install an app that is not in the Apple Store. At the end of the video, thank you for watching and see you in a new video.